Welcome back to Arizona Home Tours. Today we're looking at some great homes with amazing views, those mountains behind me. So if you want the mountains in your backyard, $50,000 off quick move-ins, lots above 10,000 square feet, this is the one for you. Let's go inside. So this beautiful property is Plan 7524. This is the model home. If you like this home, they have several homes that are ready to go, finished, and maybe, just maybe, I can get in there and show you what those look like. Absolutely gorgeous neighborhood. I was over here the other night and it is simply stunning. I love this neighborhood simply because what is beyond the property, and that is the San Antonio Mountains. This home starts at a base price of $810,990 for Desert Contemporary B, which is what we're in now. There's also the Desert Adobe, and that starts at $814,990. So as soon as you walk in, you have this great office space, flex room, whatever you want to use it for. And first, can we just appreciate how they've decorated this model? I've gone through a lot lately, and some, well, they just dropped the ball. Great ceiling height here. Now this home, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a 3-car garage, and almost 3,100 square feet. And like I said, there are several quick move-ins available. Now I know I said the base price, in the low 800s, so you may be wondering, well, what does that final price look like? And sorry for spinning you all around here, shuffling some papers. So like I said, they have several available of this floor plan, and you can get it as low as $960,000. They have another one at $975,000, another one at $1,018,000. That was just reduced $50,000. So we'll head into the kitchen here momentarily, but let's stay to the front of the home. So we take a right upon entering the home, and we have a bedroom to the left, a bathroom, another bedroom, and then kind of that optional guest area. So we're gonna go right into the front of the home. So kind of another office space, flex room, bonus room, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful windows here, letting plenty of light into the home. And I could see if they didn't have those, how it would kind of feel just like a shut-in space. Great built-ins also. Now the price on the one that had the major reductions, the 3 quick move-ins, all been reduced around $50,000. And that price is where it's gonna be if you purchase by June 30th. So it says. Now, do I think you can get it for less? Probably. Just my guess. More great bedroom space. So instead of the closet, they have the built-in kind of storage here. Sorry for the rustling of papers. It's kind of like an armoire in a way. Put those papers in my pocket so you don't hear the rustling of them. I'm actually using a microphone today since I found it. It fell out of my bag, was in the trunk of my car for a while. So let me know, is the audio any better? I hope so. If not, that's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. And here into the first bathroom we're entering. Nice tile, the transition from the main flooring to the tile. I love the staggered tiles, and this kind of gives you a little sneak peek of what that kitchen is going to look like. And a tiled shower, beautiful window space, and dark hardware down to the tiled floor. And moving on into the next bedroom, I love that different wall. A little darker than the rest of the walls. But how do you feel about the closet situation where it's not your normal closet, it's more of that built-in, really, to take in consideration for the space. Me personally, I'd rather have that than a bigger closet and a smaller bedroom. That's me. I'm a guy, I'm simple. Most of my clothes are t-shirts and gym clothes. But at least this one, you do have your own private bathroom. I apologize for the echo. Again, plenty of room in here too. Stretch on out. You have your mirror, a medicine cabinet, dark hardware, and then check out that tile. It's almost like a gray-green color of tile. So we are at Shea Homes, in case you forgot. I've featured Shea a few times on this channel. Not a ton, but a few. And there's that office we already saw right when we entered. So I like the hard lines we have from the ceiling, the corners. Just a nice different look compared to some of the other homes out here. Here's a half bathroom. We have tile all up the wall. Nice lighting underneath the sink. And what I love is a single story home, like most of the homes over here. You don't want to block the gorgeous views of the mountains behind you. One thing though, so when these homes were built, and as still you see the mountains behind you, is if you buy out here, make sure you're getting treated for pests, specifically scorpions. You know, this was their home before these homes got put here. So it's something you definitely want to be mindful of. Whenever I have visitors coming to town, and actually I have some family coming in town a couple weeks, and a lot of people have never seen scorpions, so I'll take them out here to Santan Mountain Regional Park. We get a black light and tongs, and you can just catch scorpions. Now we let them go. Just, you know, they didn't do anything to me. It's where they live. But if you've never seen them, go out at night with a black light. Look at the base of bushes. You'll definitely find some. And actually, out at Superstition Mountain, and I'm trying to think of drawing a blank on the park, but they had a scorpion hunt. So I was there with the park rangers, and you know, they kind of set it up, tell you what to expect, teach you a little bit about scorpions. And then in 45 minutes, I think the group of us, we caught like 260 of them, give or take. And all four, not brand, all four varieties of scorpions that are here in Arizona, we caught that night. So if that didn't scare you off from moving to Arizona and you're still here, thank you. But great space, the cabinets, countertops, the kitchen. Very modern feel. And for some, that may be too modern. Now, if you like this location, but you're like, I don't know about this home at our price point, there are several builders out here. And for the next few weeks, this is where I'm going to be spending a lot of my time out in this area. And it's really developing even more. So again, on this channel, I talk a lot about Santan Mountain. Absolutely love it. And Toll Brothers is building literally right at the base of Santan Mountain Regional Park. And there was a little bit of a pause on it, but that's going to be an amazing community. And one that I've been waiting for a while, because I'm always out there. So I was asking my daughters, like, would you guys move out here? And you know, they don't want to move. So I'm like, all right, well, there goes that idea. So here's your gym. If you want to call it a bike in a space, a gym, but right into your primary bedroom. Great ceiling height. I love the lights hanging down. Something tells me that's not standard, but at least it gives you an idea. You know, I have some clients who will just go to new builds, look at how they decorate and go look at the models, just to get a little bit of inspiration. Let's head into the primary bathroom. Love this tile in here. We already got a little bit of a glimpse of it. And you have opposing sinks. Nice and clean, kind of a unique backsplash on the tile. But the tile you see on the floor is also the tile you see on the wall here. Massive deep tub. And they do have quite a few of incentives on the quick move-ins, and if you decide to build from scratch. New builds taking around 12 months or so. And if you want to know what the most up-to-date incentives are, just shoot me a message and I'll get all that over to you. Before we head into the closet, I just want to spin around, give you another overview. bathroom looking out onto your primary bedroom. And here we go. So a little bit heavy with storage in here. Now this, I don't know exactly what is standard, what isn't. My guess is this closet is definitely an upgrade. And if you're interested in the quick move-ins, you're in that $1 million price point, you want to see what it is, let me know. Lot sizes are also not your typical small lots, which is a plus, and you'll see that out here. But we're looking at least 9,000, 10,000 square foot lots, some that are a little larger. Now let's head outside, show you that beautiful backyard space, give you a good idea of what your lot will look like, minus the decor. A lot of people get caught up, bent out of shape that I'm Shea model homes with a finished backyard, but just gives you some inspiration. Your home will not have this, so before you get mad, your home's gonna be empty in the backyard. You gotta do all the work yourself, or at least to make it like that. Now some builders, and I'm not sure if Shea is offering that, where you can have a pool put in when you're building, but it's kind of case by case. This lot it's nice, so it does not feel tiny by any means. Absolutely massive. And what is it, about 95 today as I shoot this video? I don't know if they'd like me just taking a dip in that pool, but sometimes it does get tempting. So they've opted for turf at this model. I know some of my clients, they like turf, some don't. It does get hot, so that's something to think of. And if you have reflective windows that sun's bouncing off it, I've seen some lower end turf get burns. So it's something to think about. It's always something out here with the heat in Arizona. But beautiful overhang and great height. So there you can see, I don't know if you can see in this video, let me try and zoom in a little bit for you. 1 second, I'll zoom in. Maybe not. Well, pretend I did. But you got Superstition Mountains. Way back beyond that, you have 4 peaks. And then behind us are the Santan Mountains. One of my favorite spots to go hike.
Now we're at the other collection out here, and this is the Emblem series. So the last time we saw that was part of the Prelude, and there's 2, Emblem and Prelude. Now Prelude, that one's a little bit more expensive, larger homes, and the cheapest one there starts at $794 as a base, and they have 3 different floor plans. Now here at Emblem, you have 4 different floor plans to choose from, and the lowest price is going to start at $595. So this first model we're looking at, this is plan 5016, and we're looking at the Adobe Ranch, which is the mid-elevation pricing. So there's Spanish, which starts at $667,990. This Adobe Ranch, which starts at $669,990, and there's also the Desert Contemporary, which starts at $677,990. A lot to love about this 2-story home, and I absolutely love the flooring selection they've chosen in this model. But you can get it in 4 to 6 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, 3-car garage, and is over 3,500 square feet. They also have some great incentives, and I'll get into that more as we go on this tour. So what I love about this home, really, like I said earlier, it is the space. Spacious kitchen, beautiful lighting throughout this home, and also the lot size. A little bit smaller than the lot sizes at the last collection, which those are on average around 10,800 square feet. And this one, you're going to be just under that 10,000 square foot mark. Really depends on the lot that you choose. But if you're looking for quick move-ins, they have quite a few of them at this collection. So maybe you love it out here, but the Prelude just a little bit more expensive. So right now I have that list in front of me of those, and they're offering $20,000 towards closing costs on quick move-ins. So you can use that again. You're not going to use it all for closing costs, but you can use that for your interest rate buy down, 2-1 buy down, split it between closing costs. So a lot of options there. Down in the pantry here, not massive, but still plenty of space. I love that the cabinets here go all the way to the ceiling. If you've watched this channel, you know I talk about that quite a bit. I mean, just please put the cabinets all the way to the ceiling. We don't need dust collectors, especially out here in Arizona with those gorgeous mountain views behind you. It does get dusty, especially when that wind kicks up. and there's quite a bit of new construction going on. So it's something to consider when you're moving. And there I am pointing those out, but it's something to think about, with all the new construction going on and you live at the base of a mountain, it does tend to get a little bit dusty. Like I said, this is plan 5016. And the other one we're going to be looking at is 5014. So there's a lot of, the quick move ins that aren't modeled, but if you're looking to spend, high sixes, low sevens, you can get in here. Right now they have a quick move in. It's a plan they're not featuring, 5012, and they've just taken 50 some $1,000s off of that one. That's 650. So if you want looking to spend 650 plus you can get 20K off or 20K incentive to use towards your closing costs, interest rate buy down, that'd be one. If you want the details on that property, just let me know. So we're going to be heading upstairs here in a moment, but I really just wanted to show you just the amount of space you have in this home. And we're going to head back towards the front a little bit, and you have that nice office feature. Office, flex, game room, again, whatever you want to use that for. But I love the kitchen, the dining, the great room for entertaining. There's also the optional 5th and 6th bedrooms. And this bedroom right here at the front of the home, just a great addition. And then we slide right over to that first bathroom. And nice flooring, beautiful tile from the walls, the floor. I love that they didn't use a ceramic surround. Again, they work, but at this price point, you really shouldn't be, in my opinion, having that in your brand new home. It's just simple. It doesn't take much more to put in the tile work. And I love the lighting they've chosen there in the built-ins. Just again, more storage. And regarding those incentives, so to get that, you do have to use Shea Mortgage. And again, we're at Shea Homes out here at Santan Valley, Queen Creek, right at the base of the Santan Mountain. And it's kind of funny, Taylor Morrison just bought another parcel, so they'll be building a community within this community, just another collection of homes. So for people who already own homes, most likely pricing is going to continue to increase. At least their value is as homes continue to be developed out here. Now your HOAs out here, $146, and you get like some parks and a little bit of walking paths, some green space, but you don't get a pool or anything like that. So maybe when Taylor gets out here, maybe they'll develop that later. But for right now, that's one thing I really wish they had, that community pool, especially $146 a month for your HOAs. So if you want a pool, you're going to install one later. And then we're looking out onto the neighborhood. So you're sitting a little bit higher than the neighborhoods below you as we're, a little higher elevation as we get closer to that mountain. And as I was pointing out there, I love kind of how they've painted that dark line, kind of separating, giving the room a little bit more depth. Looking down onto your living space from this upper level. So a little bit different, and there's not a lot of two-story. The way they're developing this community, they don't want the two-story homes blocking the views of the single-story homes, which obviously is great. You don't want to buy a single-story home. The next thing you know, you have a two-story right there blocking your views of the mountains. And a nice contrasting wall here with a lighter color wall, and also the bedrooms, pretty good size here. And if you want me to go through and shoot videos of the quick move-ins, just let me know and I'll run right through those. It's kind of nice sometimes to see the empty homes compared to, the nice dressed up, decorated models. But a lot of my clients, they prefer the model tours, but I can also understand why someone would be like, hey, let me see what exactly I'm getting for that price. Sometimes you see the base price of, 5, 6, 7, 100, whatever it is, then you're like, well, what exactly does that entail? So, I'm looking right now at the next model, for example, the Spanish starts at $623,990, and that's going to be plan 5014. And what does that mean? So, your final price on some of those, if it starts in the, low mid sixes, well, your final price is going to be around 650 or 750. So, or also 712. So it's going to be, 75 grand higher, give or take. So, just depending on some of the options and selections they've chosen. And same when you go to build a home, that final price depends on what you select. What are the things you must have in your home? If there are any structural upgrades, any other options you want included. And for some people that can be overwhelming, but that's why a lot of people just do the quick move and say, it's already been selected for me. This is the price. I don't have to deal with it. And also on a new build, you're looking around 12-month build time. So if interest rates change and maybe they've gone up, which gosh, I hope they don't go up any higher than they are. But I had some clients, they were doing a new build home and they're planning on rates being a certain number, but the build took 20 months and a lot changed in those 20 months and the rates jumped dramatically. So just pros and cons. Obviously, the pro of building is you get to make the selections that you want. You're not relying on the builder making those options. But if there's any of the quick movements you want details on, hey, what exactly does that look like? I can either do a tour, and I can also get you the breakdown exactly what you get for that. Anyway, back to the tour. Enough of me jabbering. Love the views out here, and as I mentioned before, this is one of my favorite places to go hike. It's easy to get to. It's clean. You can ride bikes out there. You can ride horses, run, walk. There's some hard trails, some easy trails. They'll have races out here. I did an 8K out here one time. It's just a really nice spot to go. And then it's $7 a day to go out there, or $85 for a year to get a Maricopa County Park Pass. The best 85 bucks I've ever spent. And I always renew. It's just nice to be able to go use anywhere. Especially it's just nice to get outside. Obviously if you're coming out in the heat, probably don't go hiking in the middle of the day. And it's getting that time of year where we're around 100. So just definitely be smart. Go with someone if you can. Bring water. Make sure your phone's charged. All the safety precautions. You don't want to get stuck and find yourself in a bad spot. Anyhow, what do you think of this home compared to the last one we're at? Love it, hate it. Do you prefer the other one? Obviously, the other one you're looking at, the final price around $1 million, and this one considerably less. But it still checks the boxes. But what I like about the last one is really the lot size, and then also being closer to the base of the mountains with no home behind you. So that'd be my request. Is I want one of those lots. A lot of those also went pretty quickly. And if you want the list of available lots you're looking to build on your own, again, just reach out to me and I'll get all that over to you. And continuing back to the kitchen, and I love the dual sliders here. Imagine opening this when it's not 150 degrees out, and that's your backyard. So even with the larger series, the Prelude behind you, you still have awesome views. And a lot, it didn't feel like postage stamp, didn't feel super tiny. I know plenty of room for my kids, dog and I, have fun, hang out, and just enjoy being in Arizona. And it's kind of going to give you a good idea of what that looks like. I was showing my watch there. So, it was 1:30 in the afternoon as I shot this, and 99 degrees out. And so my audio somehow quit working, so I'm doing a voiceover after the fact. So if you're wondering, what's he talking about? Well, that's what happened. But we do have one more home to go see after this, and it's a single-story home. But just give you a nice idea, and here's what you get for 2-story, single-story. Now, a single-story home, the lot is going to feel a little bit not as deep because more home is on it, obviously. But what do you prefer? Single-story, 2-story, and are you still enjoying the multiple homes per video, or do you like it back when I did a single home per video? Let me know. But let's go next door, and I'll see you over there. This next home is plan 5014. Now, this one, I love that it's a single story, save on those quads. It has 4 to 5 bedrooms. You can get it in 3 bathrooms, 3-car garage, 2,770 square feet. Now, this home starts at a base of $623,990 at the Spanish, which is what we're viewing today. The Adobe Ranch, $625, and the Hill Country, $635. And I love the open flex room, the dorm room, hobby room or teen room, also an optional 5th bedroom. So right here, this courtyard, this was what sold it for me. I love just kind of that little more private feature. It just kind of sets you back a little bit. Another thing about this neighborhood is I was driving through here the other night is I love that they're sitting a little bit further back on the streets than some of the newer communities that I go through. So right when we enter, kind of a beautiful entrance, and you have that hobby team room right to the right. But the immediate right, we have a bathroom and then more bedrooms. So that's what we're going to check out first. Now, as I mentioned earlier, they have some quick move-ins, and these homes have been reduced over $50,000. So right now, if you like this floor plan, you can get one for $752. You can get another one for $712. And for example, the one at $712, 4 bedrooms plus an office and a team room, 3-car tandem, 3 bathrooms, and it's 2,770 square feet with a gourmet kitchen, stacked cabinets, tons of stuff. And I can go into those details if you want them. Just reach out to me and I'll get it to you. Plus $20,000 in closing costs. Use that to buy down your interest rate, or split it up, closing costs, interest rate, 2-1 buy downs. Go through that with the lender and they'll walk you through those situations. Great bedroom space here too, and the ceiling height really gives that depth. Now the closet space, pretty standard, nothing crazy, nothing, to remember about these bedrooms, to be honest with you. But they're bedrooms, hey, they're for the kids, right? Enough room for their stuff, sleep, and that's about it. Overall, though, I love the community and I love this neighborhood. It's funny, like, maybe 2-3 years ago, there really weren't these communities out here, and now they've been popping up. And I'm really excited to show you the Toll Brothers community that opens. And that will open hopefully soon. I was out there the other day, and they have some of the elevation done and some of the road work. And it looks like they maybe have a few models under construction, but that's about it. But being right there at the base of the Santa Mountain is going to be just a really cool feature. Unfortunately, it's going to make that area a little bit busier. But if I'm choosing somewhere to live with great views, that's definitely going to be it. Just gorgeous setting. So back now into the meat of the home, and we have your kitchen and living room straight ahead, but right to the right, kind of that teen game room. I love that you can close those doors, keep everyone quiet in there, and keep their mess in this room. But kind of just a nice feature, just additional living space for the home. Now, what would you do with this property? I'm sorry, this room. What would you use it for? How would you design it? Do you like having that sliding barn door there, or is that more of an eyesore for you? Beautiful island, waterfall, tons of space. And I love that you can have the ledge, pull up a chair. The lighting is just another added feature, especially with the lighting above the cabinets. I know they don't go all the way to the ceiling, but at least there's some light up there and makes it, just stand out a little bit more. And kind of showing you the under cabinet lighting too. Lighting makes such a big difference in a home. And you have the detail there on your countertop. So do you prefer the lighter cabinets, lighter countertops, or do you like the contrast with the light and the dark? If you're designing this home, let me know in the comments. What would you choose? What would you do? What would you do differently? And here's your living room. Again, nothing, not a crazy space. I do like a bigger sliding door. Like some of the models and homes I've shown on this channel, I love the pocket sliders that really open up everything. But on this property, to do that, you lose the window space. And I'd rather have the windows than those pocket doors. But again, you have the pocket doors, that's just more glass, more light to come through. Usually also a $20,000 upgrade for most builders. Anyhow, back to the tour. You have your laundry, utility sink, basic space here. Still looks nice, still it's great, it's usable, it's functional. And then into the kitchen again. Nice coffee, wherever you want to use that for. Plenty of counter space here too, which also is an added feature. Like I said, the other home we're at, the first one, that's around $1 million. And this one you can get into for $712. So if you're looking to be around that 700,000, 750 mark, this would be a great possibility. Now into your primary, plenty of depth, great usable space, and also plenty of natural light coming through those windows. There's some guy walking on the mirror. I was trying to get myself out of the mirror shots, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. I'm going to peek into this primary bathroom. So you have the dual sinks connecting to the tub, and then your shower with the glass walls. Personally, I like with the shower tub in that proximity. Sometimes with the standalone tubs, it's just kind of, they take up so much space. And I don't know about you. I don't know how often people use tubs anymore. Maybe the women, maybe you can answer differently. I don't know the last time I took a bath. It's been a while. But I don't know. To each their own. I know if people weren't putting tubs in, then we would definitely hear it. And we're going to keep on heading to the rest of the home. So far, what's your favorite? Home 1, 2, or 3? Like I said, if you want details on any of the incentives, the quick move-ins, let me know. And I realized on the last voiceover I did, the prior home, I was using my computer audio and not my microphone. And I thought about redoing it, to be honest with you. I want to get this video out. I wanted to get it out yesterday. So sooner I get this done, sooner I can get it out and have you all watch it. Now, this backyard, like I said, a little bit smaller than the last one, just because this is a single-story home. Now, I don't know who designed this backyard with the tiered turf area. I hate it. I'm like, well, this is stupid. I don't know if it's for bocce ball or for whatever. But all it is caused me to about trip. So I had to cut that out. So if I bought this model, that's the first thing I'm changing is that tiered grass. Now it would have been great to get on video of me tripping and share that to you, but you know what? You guys can just use your imagination of me falling down. So what do you think so far? But I love this.
So what did you think of today's tour? You have questions, you want to see the incentives, what's available now, just reach out to me. Happy to send all that over to you. And make sure, follow me on Instagram, watch that next video. It's Rich Bracken with Real Broker, this is Arizona Home Tours.